Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Carmen. Welcome. So I'm going to show you how to calculate your pinnacles in numerology in this video. And the pinnacles in numerology are basically the things that determine what kind of major life events are going to be happening for us in the future. So the pinnacles are kind of like the seasons of our life, and there are 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. And like the 4 seasons, there are 4 pinnacles that we each will go through throughout our lifetime. So each pinnacle is like a cycle, and each one lasts for 9 years. So whatever number is represented by the pinnacle that you are currently in, you can predict all kinds of things that are going to be happening for you within this cycle, within this current 9-year cycle, based on the attributes of that number. So we can predict things that are going to happen for you in your life in the near future, and we can also predict things that will happen for you further down the road based on whatever pinnacle you are going to be moving into next. And so whatever number is represented by that pinnacle, you can kind of determine what kind of things might happen for you based on that number, because each number in numerology has certain qualities. So we can predict all kinds of major life events, such as getting a new job, moving to a new place, getting married, starting a family, finding true love, getting divorced, becoming single again, getting a degree, starting a new business, moving up the ladder in life. So there's all kinds of things that we can predict based on the pinnacle that you are currently in, as well as the pinnacle that you will be in next. So I'm going to show you in this video how to calculate all 4 pinnacles of your life. And I'm also going to show you in this video how to determine exactly when you will be moving into your next pinnacle. But I first want to thank all of the people that have subscribed to my channel, and the people that leave comments, and the people that like my videos, and anybody that has booked a reading with me. Thank you so much for all of your support. We just recently reached over 5,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for all of your support, each and every one of you. It means so much to me, and I appreciate all of you. So, and also if you want to book a reading with me so that we can pinpoint exactly when certain things will happen and we can go more into depth about that, you can definitely book a reading with me, and I can go specifically into your chart. So here we have the first pinnacle, and this is the pinnacle that you are born into. And I'm going to show you how to figure out when this first pinnacle comes to an end and the second pinnacle begins, but I'm first going to show you how to calculate this pinnacle. So for this one, you're going to add the numbers of your month and day of birth together. So in this example, we have July 12th. July is the 7th month of the year, and 12, when we add the 1 and the 2 together, we get 3. So we're going to add those numbers together. 7 plus 3 is equal to 10, and 10 reduces to a number 1. So we're going to keep adding the numbers together until we get a final digit. So for this example, this person's first pinnacle is a number 1. In the second example, we have May 15th. May is the 5th month of the year. 15, if we add the 1 and the 5 together, we get a 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. Now 11 is a master number, and we don't add the master numbers together. So for all other numbers, we're just going to keep adding the digits together until we get a single digit. But if you get an 11, a 22, or a 33, those are all master numbers, and we don't add the numbers together if those are the final 2 numbers. So if you get an 11, a 22, or a 33 as your final 2 numbers when calculating your pinnacle, then you would not add those numbers together. So the person born on May 15th, their first pinnacle is a master number 11. For the second pinnacle, we are going to add the day you were born to the year of your birth. So in this example, we have May 15th, 1997. We are going to add the day that this person was born. So the day would be the 15th, 1 plus 5 is a 6, to the year that they were born. So if we add 1997 together, that reduces down to a number 8. If we add the 6 and the 8 together, we get a 14. And we're going to keep adding the numbers together until we get a final digit. 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. So this person's second pinnacle is a number 5. Now, it's going to be the same thing with this pinnacle as the last one. If your final two numbers are an 11, a 22, or a 33, those are master numbers, and you will not add those two numbers together. For the third pinnacle, all you have to do is add the sum of your first and second pinnacles together. So whatever final number you got for your first and second pinnacles, you just add those together until you get a final number, and that's going to be your third pinnacle. Now again, if the final two numbers that you get when you are adding your first and second pinnacles together, if the final two numbers that you get are a master number, such as 11, 22, or 33, then you do not add those numbers together. So in this example, for the person born on May 15th, their first pinnacle was an 11, and the second pinnacle was a 5. 11 plus 5 is 16, and 16 reduces down to a number 7. For the fourth and final pinnacle of your life, you are going to add your month and year of birth together. So in the top example, this person was born in May. May is the 5th month of the year, and the year that they were born, 1997, reduces down to a number 8. So 5 plus 8 is 13, and when we add the 1 and the 3 together, we get a 4. So this person's fourth pinnacle is a number 4. Again, when you are adding all of the numbers together, if the final two numbers that you get are a master number, then you do not add those final two numbers together. So here's a cheat sheet of how to calculate all 4 pinnacles. So you can take a picture of this with your phone or write it down. This will make it very simple for you. So now I'm going to show you how to calculate the timing and what age you will be when you enter into each pinnacle. So the very first pinnacle that you are in, the one that you are born into, that one will last the longest amount of time in your life. And we can figure out when that pinnacle is going to be coming to an end by subtracting your life path number by age 36. So let's say that your life path number is a number 7. We're going to subtract 7 from 36. So 36 take away 7, which is this person's life path number, is equal to 29. So if your life path number is a number 7, then your first pinnacle will come to an end at age 29, and you will be entering into your second pinnacle around the age of 30. So to figure out when this first pinnacle is going to come to an end, all you have to do is subtract your life path number, whatever that is, from the age of 36. And whatever number you get, that is going to be the last year of your first pinnacle. The following year will be the first year of the second pinnacle. So this person's first pinnacle ends at age 29, and they enter into their second pinnacle at age 30. So to figure out when your second pinnacle is going to be coming to an end, you're just going to add 9 to the first pinnacle ending. So your second and your third pinnacles will each last 9 years. 9 is the last number in numerology, and it completes the cycle. So each pinnacle is kind of like a cycle of 9 years. So we're just going to add 9 to whatever number you got for the ending of your first pinnacle. So in this situation, we would add 9 to the number 29 because this person's first pinnacle ended when they turned 29. And you get 38. So this person's second pinnacle will be ending at the age 38, and they will be starting their third pinnacle the next year at the age of 39. So to get the ending of the third pinnacle, we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're just going to add 9 to the ending of the second pinnacle, because in numerology, all cycles are represented by 9 years. So this person's second pinnacle ended at the age of 38. 38 plus 9 is 47. So this person's third pinnacle will be ending at the age of 47, and they will be entering their fourth and final pinnacle the next year at the age of 48. And the fourth pinnacle will just basically continue on until the end of your lifetime. So now I'm going to briefly talk about what to expect for each pinnacle based on the number of the pinnacle. Now, if you want me to go more into depth and more into detail, you can always book a reading with me. But basically, if you got a pinnacle number 1, you could expect to become more independent during this time, more individualistic. A lot of people will start to kind of go out on their own and embrace their individuality during this time. 1 is a very bold and outgoing number. So people usually become more bold, they become more outgoing during this time, they start to take the initiative more, they start to develop a leadership role in some area of their life. They will become leaders basically during this time. Now, they can also create things because 1 is a very creative number also. And so, it's very common for people to start businesses and to create businesses or something that they have like invented during this time. So the challenge of this pinnacle is to develop more willpower and to become more independent. So often during a 1 pinnacle, the universe will throw you into positions of authority where you are basically thrown into a leadership position and you have authority and you are thrown into a position of power, and you must learn not to abuse that position of power. Basically, you will be thrown challenges where you are basically taught to learn to become more independent and more individualistic and more original. So all kinds of events and challenges will happen where you learn to become more independent and self-sufficient. You learn to become more original and to become more the one and only you. That there's only one you in this world, and you figure out who that is during this pinnacle. And so it's common that people tend to become a little bit more self-centered when they enter a 1 pinnacle. And sometimes people will separate from partnerships. People will get divorced once they enter a 1 pinnacle because they do become a little bit more self-centered. They want to exert their independence. They want to become more individualistic. They're not as focused on other people. They're kind of more focused on themselves. So sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes separation and divorce can occur when you enter a 1 pinnacle, but it's usually by your doing. So you're the one that's kind of instigating the whole thing. So the challenge of the pinnacle number 2 is you have to learn how to become more cooperative with other people and to become more sensitive and more balanced. So 2 is all about balance. It's all about cooperation and companionship. The challenge for you is to become more like that, to become more committed, to become a better partner, to become more sensitive to other people, and more able to work as a team player. So you won't get ahead during a 2 pinnacle if you try to do things on your own. You basically have to learn how to basically work with other people and just to become more of a giver, a team player. And if you can do that, you will definitely advance far during a 2 pinnacle. Now, it's very common that during a 2 pinnacle, a lot of people get into relationships with other people because 2 is all about companionship. So during a 2 pinnacle, a lot of people that have been single for a long time will finally get into relationships. Suddenly the universe is just throwing this at you because this is basically the new challenge that you are facing is how to navigate this relationship with another person so that you can develop these aspects. And because of this, you will learn how to become more sensitive to other people's feelings during this time because of this 2 pinnacle. So during a 3 pinnacle, you can expect to become highly creative and your self-expression is going to be greatly enhanced. Your creative and artistic talents will peak during this time. So you will be able to communicate and basically express yourself on a level that you have not been able to before. The universe will throw experiences into your path so that you have the ability to have self-expression and to develop your creative talents. So if you are looking to get into acting, film, anything that's creative, then you definitely will have a lot of success if you do it during a 3 Pinnacle. So if you look at the charts of a lot of celebrities, you will see that they became famous. They had big breaks in the entertainment industry when they entered a 3 Pinnacle. Now 3 is a very creative number, and that includes creating things in all areas of life. So not just in the artistic areas, but also creating children. So it is common that people will have children, give birth and have children during a 3 Pinnacle, because having children is an act of creation. So that's common also. Now, you can also expect to become highly social during this time. So you're going to be attracting more friends. You're going to be attracting more positive, happy, joyful experiences in your life, because 3 is also the number of socializing, and it's a joyful, happy number. So you will definitely be attracting more of those experiences into your life as well. And the challenge of the 3 Pinnacle is to learn how to navigate through all of that, to develop those communicative, creative talents of the number 3. So during a 4 Pinnacle, you can expect to learn the true meaning of hard work and basically reaping the successful rewards that come from hard work. So 4 in numerology is a number of work, and it is the hardest working number in all of numerology. So you can expect that you will be putting in the work during this time, during this Pinnacle, but you will become successful at whatever it is that you put the hard work into during this Pinnacle. So the universe is going to throw challenges at you to make it so that you become more dedicated and you become more focused and you become more committed and more self-disciplined during this time. So all kinds of things will happen so that you really just hone in on focusing your energy into one thing, or into, things that are of meaning and things that are important to you. And you will learn how to become more focused. You will learn how to become more self-disciplined. You will learn how to become more practical and to pay attention to details and to not overlook the little things. During a 4 Pinnacle. The great thing about a 4 Pinnacle is, yes, it is usually a Pinnacle of hard work, and you will put in the work during this time, but a lot of people have great success during a 4 Pinnacle, and a lot of people start businesses during 4 Pinnacles, or they become more stable in their life during a 4 Pinnacle. They have a lot of stability in all areas of their life, because 4 is a very stable number. So they have stability in their personal lives. During a 4 Pinnacle, they'll have more stability in the workplace, at their job, with their friendships. So you're basically becoming a more stable, a more honest, and a more loyal person during a 4 Pinnacle, and the universe will throw experiences at you to make sure that that happens. So during a 5 Pinnacle, you can expect a lot of change to happen within your environment. So 5 is the number of change. It's a number of transition in numerology. Often people, when they enter a 5 Pinnacle, they will move somewhere, or they will move multiple times in a small period of time. It's very common for them to not just stay in one place. So they start to become more nomadic. They travel more, even if you're not moving to multiple places, you will start to travel more. You will start to want to have a need and an urge to travel. You're going to become more outgoing. You're going to start to have more fun experiences, become more carefree. 5 is the number of freedom. It's also a very fun and exciting number. So you can definitely expect the universe to throw experiences at you in which you develop more of a carefree lifestyle. And you start to have more fun in your life, and you start to become more outgoing. So this is a very energetic time. A lot of fun and exciting things will happen for people during 5 Pinnacles. They can also expect to become better communicators as well, and more extroverted during this time. And it's very common for people to make a lot of friends and to develop all kinds of new friendships during a 5 pinnacle, because 5 is also a very friendly number. You're going to become more curious about other people. You're just going to become more curious about the world. So you're going to become more adventurous, and you're going to explore the world a lot more during this time. And the universe will throw experiences at you so that you can become an explorer and you can become more adventurous. And the universe also will throw these experiences at you so that you can learn to become more adaptable and more flexible to changes that occur within your world. So the challenge is to learn how to navigate through all of this change, all of this excitement that's going to be happening, while still being flexible and learning to become adaptable and resourceful, while at the same time learning not to become too unstable and too irresponsible or addictive to certain things. So you're going to be given challenges where you are basically, forced to learn how to become more flexible and more adaptable. And the challenge will be for you to learn how to do that. So often during a 6 pinnacle, the home and the family will become your number 1 priority. So 6 is all about home and family and service to other people. It's service to the community. So the universe will throw things at you, challenges and experiences at you, where you basically have to take on more responsibility, and you have to learn how to become the family person. You have to learn how to become more domestic and to take care of a home and to take care of a family and a relationship, and to basically become more in service to your community. And a lot of times people will get married during a 6 pinnacle. So it's very, very common that right on the onset of a 6 pinnacle, people will get engaged or they will get married, or during some time throughout a 6 pinnacle. Often it's very common that people will have children during a 6 pinnacle. Because they are learning how to integrate the lessons of being a family person, learning how to take care of a family. And people will often become more involved in their community. They will start to get involved in charitable things, service community projects. They're basically learning how to give service to other people. And suddenly the focus isn't on them anymore. It's on everybody, it's on other people, it's on the family, and it's on the community. So often during a 6 pinnacle, you can expect to take on a lot of responsibility during this time. A lot of people will buy homes during a 6 pinnacle. Take me, for example. I'm going to be entering a 6 pinnacle in a few months from now, and just a couple of months ago, I purchased a brand new home. So, I basically purchased this home right at the onset of my 6th pinnacle, and this is a new responsibility for me. So, you can expect to become a caretaker during a 6th pinnacle, either a caretaker of family or a home or the community in some sort of way. You're going to be giving service in some sort of way, and the universe will throw challenges at you so that you can become more domestic and so that you can become more helpful. So during a 7 pinnacle, you can expect to become more introspective. 7 is a very introspective number. It's also a very intellectual number. It's all about using the mind and the intellect. So a lot of people will complete advanced degrees during a 7 pinnacle. They will go and get a degree that is very difficult to achieve because they have more brain power. They have the ability to concentrate more in that area during a 7 pinnacle. A lot of people will become more introspective and will do a lot of self-work on themselves, healing themselves from past experiences, because 7 is also a very spiritual number as well. So it's very, very common that during a 7 pinnacle, people become psychic, and their psychic abilities that might have been latent start to become more developed and more enhanced. And they start to realize that they have all these psychic abilities and that they might not have been aware of. And so these psychic abilities really start to become developed during a 7 pinnacle. It's very common for people to have a spiritual awakening during a 7 pinnacle, so they will start to become open to new ideas and new concepts, new abstract ways of thinking that maybe they had not been open to or even exposed to before. So they will become either more spiritual and more psychic, or they can also become more religious during this time. So that is also common as well. You will start to see more people going to church, becoming more devout to their religion. You know, if it's not in the psychic realm, then it could also be in the religious realms and within the religious institutions. But basically, all kinds of challenges and life events will be thrown at you by the universe so that you can learn to really refine your analytical and intellectual skills and to, you know, use your brain in all kinds of new abstract ways that you had never been able to before, so that you can become more introspective, more self-reflective, and more connected to a higher source, and to have faith in something that is higher and greater than yourself. So during an 8 Pinnacle, you can expect to develop a lot of personal power during this time. So the universe is going to throw experiences and challenges at you in which you really learn how to become successful, and you learn how to develop your own personal power. And you will gain strength during this time. You will be very ambitious during this time. Basically, the world is yours during an 8 Pinnacle. So whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, you will usually have a lot of success and you will have a lot of reward during an 8 Pinnacle. So it really just depends on what it is that you are trying to go after. An 8 Pinnacle is a great time to start a business. You're going to be more organized. You're going to have great finances. You'll have money coming in during an 8 Pinnacle. So anything in the business realms will be highly successful during an 8 Pinnacle. You will often be thrown into all kinds of positions of power, and you must learn how to become responsible with that power and to not abuse it. But you can expect to have a lot of success and achievement during an 8 Pinnacle. It's kind of the harvest time. So you've been doing the work all throughout the other cycles and all throughout the other numbers. Then you get to an 8 Pinnacle and it's time to reap the rewards of all of your hard work. So the universe will throw experiences at you so that you can develop these skills and you can learn how to become powerful, learn how to become successful, and to manage wealth, and learn how to become a generous person, while at the same time not becoming too materialistic, not becoming too greedy and too superficial. So you will have all kinds of experiences that will help you to develop those skills during an 8 Pinnacle. Whatever you give to others during an 8 Pinnacle will be multiplied, and you will get multiple of that in return. So be generous during an 8 Pinnacle, and this is a great time for you to manifest things. 8 is the number of manifestation, so manifesting things will be very easy for you during this time. And you can expect to be pretty successful in whatever area it is that you are trying to achieve, and whatever area it is that you are putting your efforts into. You can expect to be successful without having to put in a tremendous amount of hard work into that area. So during a 9 Pinnacle, you can expect to become more of a humanitarian and more concerned with people in general and just the greater good. So as I say in a lot of my videos, 1 is the very first number and it represents the self and the individual, but 9 is the last number in numerology and it typically represents everyone. So it's the number of all of humankind and humanity. So the universe will throw experiences at you so that you become more tolerant towards other people. You start to become more caring and just more open to the world around you. So you're going to become more sentimental during this time. You'll become more tolerant, more caring. You're going to become more wise. You will also be thrown into experiences where you become more of a spiritual person. 9 is a very spiritual number. It is the last number in numerology. And a lot of people with this number tend to be psychics. So like a 7 and an 11 cycle, a lot of times people experience spiritual awakenings, or their psychic abilities and their spiritual abilities will start to become developed and more enhanced during a 9 period. And often people will become more psychic during that time. But the universe is basically going to throw experiences at you where you are basically put into positions where you become the hero. You become the helpful person that is there to take care of other people and just basically save people in some sort of way. Like, it's very common for all kinds of things to happen to family members and friends, where you are put into a position where you basically are the one that comes in and saves them, saves the day. This is a period in which you must identify with some large project or goal that is bigger than you are. So your greatest satisfaction will be in providing for others as well as for yourself. So you're going to basically be taking on more responsibility during a 9 Pinnacle. That can also include starting a family, becoming more involved with children. Very common for people to start families and have children during 9 Pinnacles. Things will be thrown in your path so that you learn how to take on more responsibility. But of course, you will always get back whatever it is that you give. You can also expect a lot of completion to happen during a 9 Pinnacle. So 9 is the last number. It's the number of completion, finality, and endings. You can experience a lot of endings in all kinds of areas of your life during a 9 Pinnacle. So things that needed to come to an end in prior years will now be completing and coming to an end during a 9 Pinnacle. But this is a good thing because, you know, we need to have completion before something new is started. So there's always a benefit to having an ending, right? Because you can't have a new beginning until you have an ending. So during the 1 Pinnacle, you'll have a lot of new beginnings, and during a 9 Pinnacle, you will have a lot of things completed. So during an 11 Pinnacle, you can expect to become an inspiration to other people and to bring illumination to other people. So all kinds of life events and things will happen in which you basically, you know, inspire people with your stories. You know, the 11 is all about illumination and inspiration, and 11s often will come in and they will have challenges, and they will learn to overcome those challenges and to become successful and to learn how to overcome obstacles, to kind of show other people the way and to show them that there is a way, there is a path, you know, and that there's a way to become successful. And so they, you know, they inspire people with their stories. So you can expect to be kind of, you know, more illuminating to people, more inspirational to people during this time. Often during an 11 Pinnacle, people will be thrown out into the public sphere, and, you know, they'll become, you know, a lot of times people will become famous during this time, or they will become more public so that more people can see them and they can be more of an illumination and an inspiration to larger numbers of people. Now, 11 is also a very psychic number, like number 7 and like number 9. This is a very spiritual number, and it's often the number of mediumship. A lot of mediums tend to have this number, so it's very common that people will become psychic during an 11 Pinnacle. They will start to develop psychic abilities, and sometimes they will become full-on mediums, being able to connect over to the other side and channel other dimensions and everything. And if not that, they will become more open to it. A lot of people have spiritual awakenings during an 11 Pinnacle, and they become more open to abstract ways of thinking and open to new ways of thinking that are beyond our 5 senses and our 3rd dimensional way of being. So you can expect all kinds of challenges to happen where you learn to become more intuitive, you learn to trust yourself more, you will learn to overcome great obstacles during this time. So obstacles will be thrown at you, but you will learn to overcome them, and with great success. You will learn how to become better at manifesting things. You will learn how to become a leader, better leader during this time, have leadership abilities, learning how to work with other people in cooperation, and learning how to be a mediator and to counsel people, while at the same time being a leader among people and having those leadership qualities. You can definitely expect to have big things happen in your life during an 11 Pinnacle. So 11 is the number of go big or go home. So, you know, that's what it is. They do everything on a grand scale, and it's go big or go home. So you will have big things happen to you during an 11 Pinnacle. And often you will discover that you have a great calling in life. You know, that there's something greater out there, that you were meant to do something very special and very unique during an 11 Pinnacle. So expect the unexpected to happen during an 11 Pinnacle. And the universe will throw all kinds of experiences in your path so that you learn to expect the unexpected and to basically, you know, kind of take on whatever comes your way. So let me know in the comments below what pinnacles you calculated for yourself. What was your past pinnacle? What pinnacle are you currently in? And what pinnacle will you be in the future? And what does that mean for you? What are the numbers? What do you think might happen for you based on everything you've seen? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you have any questions about your pinnacles, you can always leave your comments below and I will try to answer them. And if I'm not able to answer them, somebody else usually will. And if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and make sure to share and subscribe to the channel. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook if you like. And of course, if you want to book a reading with me so we can go more into depth and more into detail about the specifics of your chart, you can check out that information below. I'll put it in the description box. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. I am sending you light and love. Take care.